we are going to move on
Dun, dun, dun.
to our main events.
Main events. Dun, dun, dun.
So, like I said, we don't have that much news today. So what we decided to do... Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera.
It's fine. We can hear your voice. Okay.
So what we are going to do is talk about Mr. Charles... Sorry, not Mr. Professor Charles Xavier.
Yes.
Basically, is he a villain? Because I think he's a villain.
It feels like it. Yeah. We've wanted to do this for a long time. Just wanted you to say, because we have tangents about Professor X all the time, where the man is moving mad, and it's like, you say you're good, but you're kind of gaslighting everybody. So we're gonna just talk about him, and see if he's finally a villain, super villain, or ultimate villain, or hero.
I have always said, if it came down to it, I'm a mutant. I'm a mutant, yeah. I've got mad superpowers. I've got mad X genes, yeah. And I've got the choice. Xavier's coming at me like, well, you know, join my team. We're gonna do this for the betterment of whatever. And then I've got Magneto, Eric Lenstra coming at me, be like, bun this guy. He's on some BS. Look, we're trying to do for us. And you know that we get treated like crap everywhere around the world. I'm going with Magneto. He's honest. I'm looking at both their movements. And one of them's moving shady. Which one?
Yep.
Shady?
A little bit. Come on, Mitch, break it down.
Break it down. Let me try and get my computer on so I can get emails.
Why did you want to talk about this as well? How do you feel about Professor X?
Well, obviously, okay, look. It's a guy, who not only has mad mutant ability, he's basically like the Metachlorian in mutants, He's like, he's like the, you know what I mean, the Anakin Skywalker, it seems, of mutants, just on Earth, He is able to do a lot of madness, and he does, but he does it in small doses. So the issue is obviously he got a school, and he's got bare kids in the school, and he's like, all right, cool, you know, I'm going to help you manage, your mutant ability. So he kind of puts up blockades, like mental blockades. Ones that you know about, or ones that you don't.
Ones we will talk about.
Which is yes, exactly. Which, you know what I mean, which is an issue already. And then it's a thing of like, boom, if man can stop every human being on the planet and just have a conversation with them, why are we doing that? Why? There's a lot of shady things that he does. I appreciate where he's coming from, but that's why Phoenix just be murking him off every 5 seconds. Like I don't know how many times she's killed this man. Like, but the thing is as well, is like, I've never seen someone who can come back so many times. So if man can't be destroyed, then I don't know. And he's taking over people's bodies, invasion of the body snatcher. Are you good? Are you bad? What did you do? Like, there's just way too many factors that we need to get into right now, because Professor X be moving. That's why he's called Professor X. We don't know what the X stands. I know it stands for Xavier, but like, I swear there's like an undercut of the X as well. He's like, I'm doing some X-rated things and X stuff that I shouldn't be doing. So let's get in. Yes, get into it.
All right, so let's start off with the first. So this is a courtesy of. This is courtesy of. I didn't write the website down. I apologize.
A website.
So let's get into the first one. The first one is back in the days when he was in college. The guy was a cheater, and he cheated in sports as well. So right at the beginning.
What do you cheat? What do you cheat? I mean, like, if you've got mutant abilities like that, but wait, how did he cheat in sports? I know he could run before, obviously, like Juggernaut. No, the horse effed him up. But
so he would read his teacher's mind, so he'll pass tests and exams. He also became a football star by basically predicting the opponent's movement on the field. Football as in American football, not football as in proper football. You know?
Yeah. Fake rugby, basically.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
what it is. Fake rugby. Go ahead.
So, and he even dedicated a whole section of his room to his trophies. So there, in itself, you can see that this guy's got some damn issues, man. He's got some mad issues.
Oh dear.
He retired from amateur athletics because he claimed it was too easy. Too easy for a mutant, and basically, he just pretty much just got bored. So that's one thing.
That's one.
That's one.
Yeah. Of the many.
Of the many. Now, I'll probably do that as well. Maybe, you know, when you're growing up, you kind of read the teacher's mind, cheat on tests and things. That's still cool. I can do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, man. But then it's a thing of like, does that make him intelligent?
That's the thing.
If he knows everything, if he can see everything and hear everything, like, does that actually make Professor X intelligent? And
does he retain that knowledge?
Yeah, how does he learn? Yeah, how does he learn if he can
read the mind?
See, there's already a problem. Okay, keep going.
Right.
I'm excited.
So his brain was used by the Red Skull. It's not really his fault, but his brain was used by Red Skull for world domination. So this was at the end of Avengers v X-Men. This is where Cyclops actually killed him as well, because Cyclops had one of the part of the Phoenix Force. I think he got rid of that part of the Phoenix Force and just killed him anyway, because he was just fed up with it.
Phoenix is like bless. Go ahead.
So I missed that bit. You cut out a bit there.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry, direct. I'll bring it back. Go ahead.
So the Red Skull actually took his body from the grave and started basically tampering with his brain and got the. I think he got the. What was it? Not the Tesseract. What's it called, Kieran?
Which one?
The square. The
Cosmic Cube.
Cosmic Cube, that's it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So he got the Cosmic Cube and basically had Professor X's brain implanted in him as well. So the Red Skull used his brain to control Scarlet Witch. Obviously, he tried to make her get rid of mutants, and that didn't work. He incited a anti-mutant riot.
Wait, what?
That was This was after the No More Mutants. This was after.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Cheers to get animated.
Yeah.
That would have changed the whole dynamic of that storyline.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was after that.
Okay.
He incited a mutant riot. He got Thor to turn on the Avengers teammates, and he basically turned into the Red Onslaught and started World War Hate. I wasn't really reading all this bit as well, all this all this event that was happening. But and again, like I said, it wasn't really his fault. So, but still,
okay. Well,
this is brave.
That one's a half.
It's half.
But I bet there was a strong part of him that was like,
let's do this.
So,
let's do it.
I mean, come on, his brain was used by the Red Skull for what? Now, fair enough. The Cosmic Cube played a big part in it. But did it though?
Did it?
Because Professor X, like, I'll take that excuse.
Yeah. Maybe he just wanted to see how much power he could accumulate from the Cosmic Cube and how far the Cosmic Cube could push his brain waves. So you never know. Anyway, carry on.
Next one, as you said, he's constantly endangering children's lives.
every day.
single day.
Like every day. Like,
And like he doesn't even.
But
So he's got his X-Men, and he doesn't, and he trains them, which is fine.
bear it in
but
mind.
First of all,
Bear it in
go on.
mind.
good.
The way the mutant powers work, you get them at puberty. So you're getting them
Yeah.
about 12, 13 years old as well,
wow, yeah, 12 to 13.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so he's getting these kids and making them little soldiers, pretty much.
It's like now.
Oh,
I know people gonna be looking at me, and I'm gonna say this like, but you're wearing a Batman hat though. You're about to review the Robin comic. We ain't talking about Batman right now. We're talking
No,
about
we ain't. Batman's done a lot of ish too, so don't even go there. Go
He's
ahead.
got mental problems, that Batman.
Yeah, he has.
You know what? We could do an episode on Batman another time.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
talking about Professor Charles Xavier.
Mhm.
It's like, what? First of all, why is he training these kids in the first? I get why, like in terms of comic books and superheroes, why he's training them.
Mhm.
But like, the way I always saw it was that he had his first students, which was Cyclops, Angel, Jean Grey, Iceman, and then they grew up, and then he sent them out. That's how I saw it at first, before I knew my history properly. And then obviously then he's obviously got the school, and the ones that are at school, they learn school stuff, and then they go out when they get older. I didn't realize that he was just straight sending kids out to fight
Yeah.
Pretty much.
terrorists.
Yeah.
And government fighting, like sending them out to like destroy government documents and all kinds.
Yeah. And as well, how he screens the children as well, because that's like when I was like, the first pilot episode of X-Men, the animated one, where like, you know, Wolverine's like Australian or whatever, and you know, and then when he found Kitty Pryde, because there was Storm, there was Wolverine, Cyclops, was it Cyclops? No, there was Dazzler, Colossus,
Yeah, Cyclops
and
is
Nightcrawler
in there as well, I think.
Yeah, Cyclops. Yeah, and Cyclops is in there. And like Dazzler, whatever. And he found her, and I was like, rah, like. So hold on, if there's bare like young children on the planet who are hitting puberty, why are you honing in on the most like disenfranchised?
We'll
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm just like, your screening process is a bit mad. Like, and then you're going, it's a bit mad. Like, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was just gonna say that kind of I mean, going back to that, the whole would I go with Xavier and Magneto?
Yeah. Mm.
And Magneto's honest. He's not trying to. I mean, he might. In the Brotherhood of Mutants, there's like, I can't think of any children. They're all
adults.
Of sound mind adults. He goes to people. Magneto goes to people who can think for themselves.
Yeah.
I ain't feeling the government. I ain't feeling the X-Men. We should be on top with it. And they'll be like, yeah, yes or no, basically. That's that. My man is grooming children.
He's grooming children, yeah. This is turning into like a Gary Glitter thing. Like,
Wait, if this was the 80s, boy. Jeez.
I think I need to send a little mutant boy to a hotel. And then to catch a predator. An episode of To Catch a Predator.
It's crazy. No.
Romantic.
No. When you really deep it, it's like, oh, and as well. Sorry. Okay, no. Finish what you're saying, and then these hypotheses is in my brain. Go ahead.
My thought was just something like that kind of fed off of yours. This basically that he grooms kids, kind of brainwashed them to. Oh, this is just an outlook. I'm not saying I'm anti-Xavier, but I'm just looking at it from a different perspective, and it looks like he grooms children to go out and do what he wants, because he wants the world to be in his image.
Yeah.
And necessarily think it's for the greater good. I feel like it's for his good, you know.
Yes. And just piggybacking off of that, my thought was like before, but like I was like, okay, so right, you're Professor Xavier, and you can control people's minds, If you're getting children from young age, do you stop infiltrating their minds, or is he continuously infiltrating his X-Men all the time to think that they're making their own
We'll get
decisions?
onto something, because there is He's done that a couple of times.
Go ahead.
But one thing he does do to them, he always traumatizes them by faking his own death.
Yep.
So
why?
In X-Men issue 4, Professor X loses his powers and almost gets the X-Men killed by the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Later, he reveals that he never really lost them. He just wanted to test his students, just endangering them. To make matters worse, Xavier actually dies in X-Men issue 42. But it was actually a shapeshifter named Changeling. And then the real Professor X lets the X-Men all think he's really dead for 2 years. He didn't even apologize when he revealed that he had been alive all along.
No, he's a madman. He's like the villain of villains that isn't a villain.
It's like, and this is going back to the whole brainwashing thing.
Yeah.
Brainwashes these kids, and to test their love and loyalty, he fakes his death.
Mad.
Crazy.
Just kind of be like, I have to make sure that these children really love me.
Yeah.
And that these children would carry on my nonsense when I'm gone.
Yeah.
And also to see if they love me enough to accept me, no questions asked when I come back.
There you go. Do you remember? Okay, side note. Remember that what do you call the film Salt with Angelina Jolie? I know this is a complete tangent. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a part in there where obviously this guy's like, we take obviously because he creates sleeper soldiers. Right. Yeah, and I feel like this Professor X just does this, has sleeper soldiers, but they're awake. So they were like, so basically we get them when they're babies, and we indoctrinate them into all of the kind of mythology, all of that. So, but they have this unwavering allegiance to the ring and to whoever wears the ring. I feel like this is Professor Xavier, where he's just like, in order for me to have an agent, I need sleeper soldiers and I need awake soldiers who are asleep in every corner of the world. And I'm just like, he's a dictator. He's a dictator.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, he's died a few times as well. He's definitely died a few times.
And body snatched people's body. What happens to your consciousness when Professor X is in there? Yeah. Does he just put it to sleep, or does he completely eradicate?
They probably go to the white room. But that's a comic explanation for that.
They go into the void.
Just to catch up with the chat, my cousin's saying, basically, you're trying to say he's the R. Kelly of the Marvel world.
Okay, firstly, it's not that deep, yeah? Okay, because no, we are not saying that Professor X is the R. Kelly.
Not yet.
No. Okay, no.
But he is master manipulator. My cousin said master manipulator.
Yes.
And they all got Stockholm syndrome.
Yes.
Want to do a comic book? I would love to do this and call it Surviving Professor X.
I'm not laughing. I'm going straight to hell. I'm sorry, universe.
It's
rude. It's rude. If anybody's offended by our jokes, we're sorry. We've been quarantined for a bit too long. I do apologise.
That is the title. That is the title.
Surviving Professor X. You lot are horror. I'm not a part of this. I finished my tea, but I'm going to drink whatever's in here.
How dope would that storyline be? Yeah. So you've got look to it like Heroes in Crisis that DC did last year. You've got Cyclops, Jean Grey, just a few older X-Men, even Kitty Pryde and some of the younger ones. You've got Jubilee, just some of the younger ones, and they're talking about their time as an X-Man, surviving it. What Xavier would do to your mind if you failed a mission. That would be a comic to read.
That would be a love to read. There we go.
Write that shit.
See, look, there we go. See, look, comic book challenge.
Yeah.
Pitch that to Marvel as a
okay.
Surviving Professor X.
That's mad. You heard it here on the source wall, okay? Nowhere else. My day. Okay. But yes.
Okay. Next one. He's kind of responsible for the Dark Phoenix.
Now, he literally is. He literally is the father of the Dark Phoenix. Yes.
This is basically when a young Jean Grey came to the X Mansion, Charles immediately could detect that her mind was just as powerful as his, and maybe even stronger. In particular, he could sense Jean's dark phoenix side and knew how destructive it could be. So rather than teach her how to use it and control it, he meddled with her brain and attempted to lock it away, lock parts of her mind away.
It's Brightburn all over again.
There you go.
That's your business. There
you go. So, yeah, definitely surviving Professor X.
I get that. I'm not ready. Wasn't the sorry, I need water.
Go ahead.
Wasn't the Phoenix an entity though? How can he suppress an entity?
Yeah. I don't know.
But when was Jean afflicted by the entity? Has she always had it? Because in different things, she's just like she got it and then she was born with it, and then you know what I mean. So it's just like there are different versions.
So basically, what happened? The way Charles Xavier, but the way the Phoenix Force grabbed Jean Grey was when her powers manifest when her friend died in a car crash. And she was with her friend when she pretty much died. And she felt everything that her friend did. And the Phoenix Force sensed that Jean, because basically the Phoenix Force is an entity and it is a powerful entity. But what it does, it latches into a powerful host, basically. So it might not actually be the actual Phoenix Force that he detected, but the Phoenix Force felt Jean when Jean felt her friend die, because her power just activated. So she is powerful. She is pretty much the most powerful telekinesis. She's an Omega level mutant. So actually, was she on that list, Karen?
Yeah, I think so.
She's on that list.
Well, she should be. Yeah, she should be. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
I think definitely.
So even if it wasn't the Phoenix Force that he suppressed, he suppressed her powers basically.
Yeah.
And when you read, I know it's back in the 60s, you know, whatever. But when you actually read it, she was the damsel in distress. I mean, you got Cyclops who can shoot beams from his eyes. You got Iceman, who again is a Omega level mutant, but at the time he wasn't. Angel who can fly, and Beast who's strong. And she's always the one who used to get in trouble. She used to be like, help me, help.
Yeah.
You know?
She's like my girl from Umbrella Academy, who was just there, bare suppressed, and then Tutu.
Yeah.
It's just it got mad.
She is, isn't it? She is.
That's it. That's exactly
and then she
her.
releases the Phoenix Force, and she's like,
boom. Yeah, and it was too much.
That's
there
it.
You go.
That's exactly
there
her.
You go.
So yeah, he's a comfort. Sorry. He's not a nice guy.
Choco Cat is looking at you, Rich. He's looking at
It's not good, man. He's
all my X-Men Marvel Legends, they just went.
Oh man, do you know what? I am being honestly, I am actually. He's going down on my chart. Like as we're going through this list, he honestly is.
That's the thing. That's the main thing. I actually I like
him,
Professor X.
Yeah.
But actually getting it out, I think this is like a
the problem.
It's a session.
It's a good therapy.
It's a therapy
session.
session.
Yeah, it
just
is.
actually getting it out and like you know what he's been doing.
Because
but
let's face it. Let's face it.
Sometimes you fall in love with your abuser and you don't know that you're being abused.
This is what I'm going to say. We think about it. We have grown up, just like the X-Men, we have grown up with Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
Trauma.
We have survived with Professor X.
Yes.
I can't deal with the title. I love it. Anyway.
Okay. So
what we got next?
Next one. He brainwashed Wolverine.
See, this one is the one that gets me. This is the one that gets me because Wolverine, he trusted nobody.
Yeah.
I tell people who didn't really know comics that well, Wolverine was one of the X-Men that really believed in his Xavier's view for coexistence between humans and mutants. People forget. People are like, really? I'm like, yeah, Wolverine believed that. Just because he's like the that goes off by himself, but he believes in that dream.
Yeah.
And he already had the mental problems, and Xavier saw that and took mad advantage of that.
Yeah.
So
that's not good.
Talk about it, Rich.
So yeah, in Wolverine Origins issue 29, it's revealed that Wolverine was originally sent to assassinate Xavier as a member of the secret Weapon X experiments. Xavier, obviously able to read Wolverine's mind, sees the attack coming and thwarts it by brainwashing the aggressive Canadian in becoming a member of the X-Men. He removed a bunch of memories, implanted some new ones, and basically left Wolverine's brain a confused mess. But Xavier managed to get what he wanted, the most powerful weapon to fight for his cause.
See, this is why Legion is the way he is, because Legion is like, I ain't coming out like my dad, you know. I ain't, even though Legion does some father-son stuff, but we're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
But see, how are you gonna put implant mind? You're gonna put implant. That's not good.
How it was like a big mystery. What is going on with Wolverine's history and
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, it's because it's healing. Then they put it out there that it was his healing factor. That when he heals his mind, his head, it heals over his memories as well. But I'm like, yeah, but Professor X is already messing around with it.
Yeah. But as well, and that's another thing as well, is the thing of like, well, if Professor X has made you forget stuff and then implanted new memories, because of Wolverine's healing ability, his brain's probably trying to heal what's going on. So Professor X is having to do that all the time, because in order for Wolverine to continually to forget, like his brain's probably like going overdrive, like I'm trying to heal, and it's not working. Mad.
On a different level to Wolverine now, man. That poor bastard.
I know. No wonder he's angry all the time. He's like, I can't remember.
His brain. You can be angry. You've been experimented on. Had a really messed up past, and then to finally go somewhere he feels like where he feels like he's belonged, and that itself is a lie. And he's still there. Like you're reading what's the X-Men comic we're reading? Well, X-Men. He's there. He's still doing the thing. Doing it, man. That man needs to leave and join the Brotherhood of Mutants, man.
I need to see a comic where the X-Men turn on Professor X.
Well, that's the reason why Cyclops killed him in the Dark Phoenix.
Yeah. I need it to be like a whole school event. Like I need.
There's an actual another one where Shadowcat. I think it was Astonishing X-Men with what's his name? Oh, who did Avengers, the first Avengers? The director.
Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon. Yeah, Joss Whedon's X-Men, Astonishing X-Men. I think it was like the first issue, and Kitty Pryde comes back to the team. She busts through the door. You see the picture of her like that. She's like, Professor X is a jerk.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I think he's more than a jerk, love.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit
more than a jerk.
And we've seen him in the animated series go a bit berserk.
Yeah.
That time when he was flying around without his chair.
Yeah.
And the X-Men had to kind of tap his ass.
That was an entity.
That was Shadow King, was
that? I think it was Shadow King. But but I think it kind of it was going in his head and actually like revealing stuff, man. He was revealing some mad stuff.
He was doing mad stuff. Go ahead.
Next one, if you didn't know, he tried to kill his unborn twin sister.
I mean,
I know about that character in recent years.
Yeah.
But she, in his defense, no, I was going to defend it, but how fucked up is a baby? No, I'm not going to defend it, because how fucked up does a fetus have to be to kill its twin in the womb? That's
so.
That means he's conscious of himself as a twin in the womb to know that his other twin is a possible threat. So he's trying to terminate it, or as twins do, one absorbs the other twin. Mad
So-
thing. Go ahead.
So that shows how powerful Professor X is as well.
That's the thing. He was powerful as a fetus, and basically he sensed that his twin sister would grow up to be evil. He forced her out the womb, and the twin Cassandra Nova was declared a miscarriage. Charles was born and would inherit the vast Xavier fortune.
Wow.
He knew what he was doing.
Wow.
Cassandra, with strong mutant abilities similar to her brothers, refused to die though. She spent over 20 years living in the sewers, slowly building a new body for herself in order to strike back at Charles. And the worst thing is, she managed to use Sentinels to destroy the island of Genosha, killing 16 million mutants in the process.
Wow.
And that's
mad.
That's even a story arc in the X-Men comics right now, with the whole rebirthing, the resurrection thing. They're trying to resurrect. There was actually one of the white pages, and it tells you that, like, with so many mutants that died, that they are resurrecting them, but there's like a time limit, and it will take a certain amount of time to bring all of them back. But yeah, 16 million mutants, man, because she wanted to get revenge on Xavier.
I need Cassandra to go one step further. I need her to talk to Storm and be like, look, boom, yeah, I'm in the sewers, give me the Morlocks, and we'll just expand the Morlocks. And I need Storm to be like, Dan, Professor's been but he's, there's something wrong with him. Do your thing, I'm going to Wakanda, ring me, see how it goes. Let's get it popping. Morlocks need to come up out of the ground and let's have a go. So, mad.
Yeah.
But how you gonna try and kill your twin sister? That's privilege. That's white privilege. For the fortune, Professor, man.
That's it.
Yeah. Professor.
Yeah.
What can I say? What can I say? And there's more.
There's more. He got a bunch of X-Men killed.
So many.
So
Lied about it.
Actually, this is actually pretty messed up. Alright, so I'll read what the article said. So in Giant Size X-Men, Charles Xavier has to put a band of new X-Men team. Giant Size X-Men 1. Charles Xavier has to put together a brand new X-Men team. The reason, his original group is being held capture by Krakoa, the Living Island. However, we later learn that this new team is actually the minor leaguers, because Professor X already sent a new squad of X-Men to save his original team, only to see them horribly killed. Rather than admit the poor decision of making a bunch of mutants killed in action, he simply erased the memory from everyone's mind, like it never happened. One mutant managed to survive that failed attempt, though. It was Gabriel, aka Vulcan, who happens to be the younger brother of Cyclops and Havoc. Rather than have them find out the truth, Xavier erased all the memories of the youngest Summers siblings in the mind of Scott and Alex. When Vulcan miraculously returns from a space coma, it naturally creates a lot of problems for the huge rift between Cyclops and Professor X.
Sorry, before you carry on,
so basically, what had happened was you had Xavier with you got the original X-Men, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Iceman. They went on to do X Factor, and then basically you got Giant Size X-Men, and this issue was the one that introduced Storm, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Wolverine. Was it Warpath or his brother? I'm
not sure.
This was the comic that introduced Wolverine, Storm and everyone. Recently, it is kind of recent, but the story takes place back then. So recent was you had Vulcan. Basically, this was when Vulcan was introduced. I think this was during the. It wasn't Annihilator. It was like the Vulcan against the Shi'ar Empire. I think that's when he got introduced. But they went back and basically you had the team that he sent originally was Vulcan. What's his name?
What's he look like?
He can evolve to anything. So you tried to kill him, he'd evolve. Darwin. That's it. Yeah, Darwin, and a couple of other characters as well, but they actually died. And the way that Vulcan actually survived was through Darwin, because Darwin evolved. So yeah, he basically, what Xavier did was he was it them? I think what he did, he went over to Moira McTaggart because she was training those mutants. I'm sure it was Vulcan and Darwin and those guys. She was training them, but they were really new. So what Xavier actually did was he said, look, I really need them to complete this mission, so I'm gonna go in their mind and they're gonna do like a high-speed training type of thing. So he'll implant in their mind the training of years, but they've obviously never done the training. But in their mind,
coming like Tank from Matrix, like just download it.
Exactly. It's pretty much like that. What he did, he pretty much did that, and obviously they went over there, they got killed, basically. So he got the X-Men, the Storm and Wolverine, and Colossus and all that after. So
he's been trialing and erroring, like for like a little, like he just been
trial and error.
You know what I mean? That's what he's been experimenting. Basically, he's been experimenting with putting together a team that works.
So, Karen, it was Deadly Genesis from 2006. That's when Darwin got introduced. Yeah, it was pretty sick. It was a pretty sick story. So, it was a retcon, and he and there was a couple of other characters as well. There was Petra and Sway.
Aww.
A time manipulator called Sway, and a hyperadaptive Darwin, and a telekinetic Petra. So Petra and Sway died. Yeah. So there you go.
And there's more.
There's more.
I just want to recap real quick. Yeah. So just so people don't forget.
So far.
Cheated in school and in sports.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His brain was used by the Red Skull for world domination.
Mm-hmm.
Endangers children. Traumatized his students by faking his death multiple times.
Yeah. Grooms children.
Yeah, grooms them. Pretty much is responsible for the Dark Phoenix.
Yep.
Brainwashed, basically mind raped Wolverine.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He put his unborn twin sister in the womb for financial gain.
Yep. Yep. And then left her in the sewer.
Left her in the sewer.
After they aborted her body and put her in the drain. Think about that.
And then got a bunch of his X-Men killed.
Yeah.
And lied about it.
Yeah.
And lied about it.
And experimented with loads of... What's next?
He's a really bad dad.
I mean, you think? You think?
I mean, come on.
You think?
David Holler, like you said, Legion.
Poor Legion.
Poor Legion. David Holler is a mentally broken and socially unstable person. He also happens to be one of the most powerful mutants to ever exist. Yes, he's an Omega level mutant. Capable of warping reality, manipulating matter, telepathic abilities, telekinesis,
time travel,
creating and controlling fire, splitting into multiple personalities, and time travel. Holler, more commonly known by a code name Legion, was the result of an affair.
Huh? Can you imagine an affair? Well, I mean, we can't expect anything more. I didn't even know Professor X got down like that. But go ahead.
His mother, Gabriella Holler, who was one of the professor's patients.
One. patients. One of his patients. This man has no moral code.
Nope.
He has, what's the word? Where like,
Unethical.
doctors have to be unethical.
Yes.
That's he's
Yeah.
Unethical.
Now you know why Magneto wears the shield on his
Yeah,
head, because he knows.
He knows.
Professor X is be doing a madness.
Mad thing.
Carry on.
David grew up never knowing his father and was severely traumatized during a terrorist attack when he was young. The attack manifested Legion's powers into multiple personalities. A mentor like Professor X, who could teach David to control his powers and use them for good, is exactly what he needed. Instead, Charles only discovered the truth about his son after he caused numerous catastrophes, killing thousands.
Yep. And then got to take and run him up
Yeah.
all over the place.
See,
Poor thing.
I don't even know what to say on that one. I mean,
Poor thing.
one of his patients, and the Xavier didn't even know the kid for like, what are you doing, Charles?
Yeah.
What?
Somebody have a word with Chuck. Like, Eric, talk to your boy, man.
Talk to him, man. Talk to him. He's not good, man.
I have yet to see Magneto kill Professor X, because I feel like, you know how like Wolverine kills Jean because like he's the only one. Like, but I know lovely people have killed Professor X, but I feel like Magneto as your brother, yeah. I know he's like brother from another mother, but like he's the only one who could properly like murk you and know how to do it properly, so you don't come back.
Yeah.
Because you're doing a madness.
Mad.
You're doing a madness. And there's more.
There's more.
Folks, strap in.
He enslaved the Sentinel being as a training exercise.
Wow.
Right, so explain this one to me.
So, you remember the was it actually in the cartoon, the animated cartoon, Danger Room? The Danger Room, yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, what happened was you got the Danger Room, and something happened to the Danger Room. I'll read what they put in the article. Officially, the X-Mansion has a special training wing known as the Danger Room. It was a super fancy obstacle course designed to test the X-Men's abilities and prepare them for.
And before you carry that, everybody, the Danger Room where he puts his 12 and 13-year-old children to learn how to fight.
Basically. So it's a super fancy obstacle course designed to test the X-Men's abilities to prepare them for real-life battles. After the room was destroyed, Xavier decided to add in a bunch of upgrades to rebuild, enlisting the help of the mutant named Forge. And basically, Forge's mutant powers is he can pretty much fix anything technical. He creates things and don't even know what he can basically build up a Lego building without looking at the instructions. That's like his mutant abilities to technology.
Amazing.
So he got forged. The Danger Room was injected with alien technology from the Shi'ar race, turning it into more of a holodeck simulator than a fancy set of monkey bars.
Wow.
Unfortunately, the technology also happened to be alive. Xavier learnt the truth via his mental abilities, but decided not to inform the rest of the X-Men. Instead, he used the new and improved Danger Room as a personal training slave for his students. The room actually eventually rebelled, convincing a student to commit suicide and trapping the X-Men inside after learning all their weaknesses. A young mutant named Kitty Pryde eventually convinced Danger Room not to hurt anyone, and the room actually became an important X-Men ally after that. By, obviously, like my cousin said in the chat, Stockholm syndrome.
See, this is why Thanos came to Earth, because big people like fucking Professor X coming out here doing all this. He was like, nah, you lot need to be silent. This is why. Thank Professor X for all of that madness. Mad thing.
He's got a huge case of the hubris, I'll tell you that.
Oh my days. My days.
Right.
And there's more.
Now, this is where we actually really get onto the creepiness.
Reviving Professor X.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good. It's not
I found
good.
this one out. Because I think something else did a list on how crap Professor X is, and this is where I found this one out, and I was like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
And yeah, when you actually go back and read that page as well, it's like
Cringe.
Yeah.
So Jean Grey called the
It's like, it doesn't even Sorry, go on.
Good.
Jean Grey has caught the eye of many potential partners, most notably Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, and Logan, aka Wolverine. As those two X-Men have famously competed for Dr. Grey's affection in both the comics and the movie. However, when her character was first introduced back in 1963, comic writers included a strange panel in X-Men issue 3 that showed that a middle-aged Professor X was lusting over his new teenage pupil.
Wow.
Xavier would go on to mentor Grey personally. That's after, suppressing her mental abilities, as her powers are very closely in line with his own, and the comics never really mentioned that plot point again, thankfully. But yeah,
Mad.
Yeah.
Mad.
I remember reading the page, and it was something. I think he commented on, I don't know, Scott liking her or something like that, and he's like, "But I have feelings for her myself." I remember something like that on the page.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not one of those pages where it's like a hint at it, like they blatantly came out and said it.
Yeah.
This man's into Jean Grey.
So-
He is into.
So I've just got it up. So this is it. But upon reaching the chamber, the X-Men suddenly stopped in their tracks.
Don't read it like that, it makes it creepy.
Respectfully, as they see. Be careful, my dear. I cannot tell what powers these mutants may possess. He may be a danger to you. Don't worry, sir. Remember how well you've trained us.
Oh, God.
This is him thinking. Don't worry, as though I could help worrying about the one I love. But I can never tell her. I have no right. Not while I'm the leader of the X-Men and confined to this wheelchair.
Guys, we're going to have to throw Professor X away. We're going to just swipe left.
And he's smoking a pipe as well while he's doing that.
Oh, ultimate cringe.
I remembered it. That was just
Ultimate cringe.
yeah, just cringy.
Ultimate cringe.
It's mad.
Ultimate cringe.
Next one.
And it's, yeah, I'll just because obviously my mind has gone into the darkest realms of like when you go to meet Professor X and like you have a one-to-one session with him, like he can probably just stop you.
Yeah.
You know, like when the woman was just like, he could do that shit with you and then he'd wipe your mind. Madness. Anyway, go ahead.
He murdered almost everyone as onslaught. So Magneto used his powers to violently yank out all the metal out of Wolverine's bones. That was a sick comic, by the way. If you haven't read it, pick that up. In response, Professor X used his powers to majorly mess with Magneto's brain, put him into a coma. Somehow a piece of Magneto's mind became stuck in Xavier's. The two mixed together to form Onslaught, which separates itself from Charles and builds himself a surrogate body. Onslaught attempts to take over the world. Almost every Marvel hero team comes in to stop him. The X-Men, Fantastic Four, the Avengers, all engage in an epic battle with Onslaught and his army of Sentinels. Most of the heroes end up dead, with most of the X-Men and Spider-Man managing to survive. Of course, since it's comic books, it was later revealed that they weren't really dead, just in another dimension. So yeah, he pretty much killed everyone.
Okay, so again he absorbed somebody.
I am Onslaught.
He absorbed somebody. He basically did a Tony Stark, but in a different way. He absorbed his friend, and then his friend and him created a different consciousness that created a body and then went into the world and went mad. So basically, what's his face from Mad.
Onslaught, and he was an annoying boss in, what was it, Street Fighter versus X-Men?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Whatever game it was annoying.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
That's him causing me. I'm just saying, this is him causing me personal grief.
Personal trauma.
That's it.
I still got that quote in my head. No, my name is Spirit. I am Onslaught.
Oh my day. What's that song that was in Avengers? No strings on me.
Yeah. It's that Pinocchio.
What's
song,
it?
isn't it?
Yeah. That's basically what it was, people. Yeah. We have Professor X to blame for all of these problems that the Avengers had to do. And last but not least.
I mean, okay, let's go. Like you said, we went back. We said he's supposed to be a decent guy. He's a guy with a vision. He doesn't like mutants being vilified. He doesn't like them being picked on. He created his team, his loving team, to help change humanity's mind, to accept mutants, to accept that people are different. We are different from you, but you've got to accept us. We are still human. We're better humans than you, but we are humans. So I'm only doing this for the betterment of mutant kind. So what I'm going to do every night after I train my child soldiers and the one I love,
oh Christ, cringe.
I'm going to create a handbook of how to kill them.
Wow. Just in case. Just in case.
So
like that's
he created a How to Kill the X-Men book, which it's called the Xavier Protocols.
Wow.
The protocols.
Wow.
I was surprised they called him the Xavier Accords.
Wow.
So the Xavier Protocols. When was this one? This was in. So basically, he's got everything in here. So he's got Cable. Measures take advantage of the techno-organic virus that occupies his telekinesis powers and letting the virus infect major organs. Note, after the purge of the virus from Cable's body, this particular strategy no longer applies. Aviation combination, Cannonball, Cyclops and Jean Grey.
Wow.
He's got Cyclops.
He's got bare schematics.
Yeah.
Of how to kill his own children. Yeah.
I think Comics Explained did a video on this as well, actually. That was a few years back, which was actually pretty decent. But yeah, I mean, he's got everybody in here. Every single person he's trained, he's come to contact with. He is that C word, I'm afraid to say.
Yeah. But the joke is as well, is like he's made this for whoever's gonna see it, if Cyclops decides he doesn't want to buy an orange or something, but then Professor X himself can kill every human being and mutant on the planet, with just his thought, even I mean, we the Wolverine film with the girl in it, when he was having his dying or whatever he was doing. He's having seizures.
Yeah.
When he had seizures, Wolverine was here.
Oh yeah.
Who couldn't?
You're thinking recent. If we're talking going to the movies and forgetting about the comics for a second, because we know we can do it in the comics, but we're talking about the movie. You're thinking in the most recent one. He did that from X-Men 2.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
The second where they had the made up Cerebro, and it's like kill all the mutants, and then he's wiping them out, and then he's like, no, kill all the humans. He's like, he can do it. He's been doing it. And with Cerebro, his movies, whatever, with Cerebro, he puts that on. If he felt like if he had just had enough, If Charles Xavier had off, he can go to Cerebro, wipe out everybody.
Yeah. But but then it makes you think of like how many times has he rebooted the human population? Like he could have like wiped everybody's memory and then rebooted everybody and been like, all right, let me just try this again. Reboot.
We wouldn't know because why would we know? He's Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
But hey,
there you go.
Still like this guy.
Do you know what? I don't really like him that much anymore, man.
When you're the next time you watch the 90s X-Men cartoon, and that's what I'm basing this on, you're gonna be like, yeah, I love this guy. But based on the cartoon.
Just like
Magneto's my guy now, man. Magneto is my guy.
Yeah, Magneto's always been the guy. Like he does obviously he does things the wrong way round, but he's the most honest. He's the most honest out of everything.
Any means he's Malcolm X by any means necessary.
Yes, he is. Yes.
Down with Magneto.
Yes, definitely. Craziness.
So the Xavier Protocols was in X-Men Volume 2, issue 65, that was published in June of 1997. And that's the story of Bastion actually capturing the X-Men, basically, using the Xavier Protocols. So,
wow.
So the Xavier Protocols are a set of doomsday plans created by Charles Xavier to defeat the most powerful mutants if they become a threat to the world. Protocols were stored in an encrypted form in the Xavier Institute and in Moira McTaggart's Mutant Research Center on Muir Island. Each protocol is activated by the presence of a different combination of X-Men. Protocols were first used after Onslaught grew too powerful. Cerebro also tried to use the protocols against the X-Men, Colossus, Gambit, Marrow, Nightcrawler, Rogue, Shadowcat, Storm, and Wolverine, but was stopped by Charles Xavier.
Wow. And how much does Moira know? Because she's been around. How much does
Moira knows?
How much does she know?
Moira knows Xavier. Like she was the one who, when he got his X-Men team killed as well, because he actually stole those guys from her, and she was totally against it. And I'm pretty sure he did something to her to make her think that it's a good thing for them to do.
They're wiping memories.
Even in the cartoon, when we was watching the animated cartoon, she always had that attitude to him. Like, there was some. That's why I liked the cartoon so much. The voice acting and the whole kind of the acting was.
Yeah.
You can feel that there was some
tension there.
Yeah. So yeah, she knows, man. She knows a lot. And with what's happening in the X-Men now, as in that she's lived many lives, I'm sure she knows exactly. Yeah.
Mad. So our verdict, gentlemen, is Professor X a villain, an anti-hero, or a hero?
Professor Charles Xavier is the biggest predator in the Marvel universe. And you know what?
I think
kind of predator, he makes me sick because he said nothing's wrong. Like he's trying to. He is straight up villainy. He's villainy.
He is a villainy. He is villainy. In
fact, is Saturday morning cartoon villainy.
He's more of a villain than Doctor Doom is. That's my version.
He is.
Boy, Doctor Doom's honest.
Doctor Doom's honest. Come on, Thanos is honest.
That's why I love Thanos. People were judging me. They were judging. I was like,
he's honest. At least, do you know, I like it where I know where I stand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like with Magneto, I know where I stand. Thanos, I know where I stand. Doctor Doom, I know where I stand.
Yeah, Reed Richards,
Xavier's like one of those villains where you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know coming or going if you're back and forth, if you decide to say, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So yeah, my verdict is a villain.
Yeah.
Okay. Rich
he is a villain.
Villain, anti-hero, hero.
He is a villain. Could you really call him an anti-hero? Like, You can't. It's
no. What I will say, is through his lies, through his villainy, he has accomplished a lot of good.
But then it's like, is Batman an anti-hero or is Batman a
We're
villain?
not going into Batman right
We're not
now.
going to go into that.
We'll say Batman.
Okay. So you're saying villain.
I'm going to quote / paraphrase Dave Chappelle. See if I can get this right. Yeah, he rapes, but he saves when he rapes, and he saves more than he rapes.
Oh my days!
What the hell is that from?
The public service announcement is we here at the Sourcewall apologise for any unrest we have caused, but no, we are only talking about comic books. We love you and we appreciate your viewing. Okay, there we go.
It was from one of his stand-ups that he was talking about Bill Cosby, where he was saying, he's done a lot of bad.
Oh my days!
And through his bad, he's more good.
So
No.
I would like to thank Goliath.com. This is where we got all the most of the
info
from.
Yay!
And yeah, I mean, he is. He is. I don't know. What is he? What is he?
I think he's like...
He's a villain, but he's a
villain who thinks he's a hero. And those are the most dangerous. Yeah. Those are the most... Because he thinks he's doing good, but he's not. But he actually isn't.
He mind rapes and he saves, and he saves and he mind rapes, but he saves more.
No, he doesn't.
Can I add one more thing before we move on to reviews? I'm wondering, actually, just thinking about this. Do we think that Jonathan Hickman has these notes, and do you think he would incorporate all this villainy into what he's writing in X-Men at the moment?
I think it's a huge possibility, because right now, even though I completely 100% agree with what X-Men are doing in terms of what the mutants are doing, even what they're doing is quite villainous.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
They learned it from Daddy. Go ahead.
I feel like it would be a dope, not twist. Would it be a twist? I suppose for us it wouldn't be a twist because we see it coming, potentially see it coming, but most won't. If it turns out that he was just trying to screw people over.
Yeah.
I think it'd be dope if Jonathan Hickman did that, to be honest.
True.
Yeah.
I really do.
And that's one thing as well. Sorry, go on.
Go on. I don't know. I was going to say, I hope he has those kind of notes because, it then gives a deeper side to, that you can flush out for Professor X. Because people, they do little... sprinkles of his villainness. Yeah. Anti-hero villainness, everywhere. But they don't, really unearth it. So to really unearth it and be like, you know what I mean? And maybe have a crescendo of, I actually wanted to do this all the time. I was bored.
Yeah.
Maybe Professor X is just bored. You know what I mean?
Because really and truly, he has even reading comments about some people's talking about the way the X-Men is right at the moment with Jonathan Hickman. They're I'm reading a lot of the X-Men. They're not right. They're they're kind of doing villainous things, which they are kind of doing. But just even going through what we just went through, it's they've always been Professor X is the leader of the X-Men, and he has always constantly been doing this type of thing. So
is it the X-Men or is it Professor X through the X-Men? So,
I think he's doing good, as in he is training kids to have this sort of mind to defend themselves. But yeah, it's because really and truly there are a lot of X-Men characters who you can say are heroes, who would be heroes. They don't take no BS from. They're not. The X-Men are not like your Spider-Mans or your Captain Americas, your do-gooder types of heroes. They're your I'll kill you type of hero kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, in a sense, he has kind of done that, and But he's just he is too much, man. He is too much.
Yeah.
I would really love it if, like you said, the crescendo at the end was Xavier has always been a villain in a sense.
Yeah.
Everyone's been fooled by him for
That'd be mad.
50 years, you know.
That'd be mad. That'd be so good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing.
That was a lot.
That was.
That was. I need a biscuit. Like.
Yeah. Xavier, man.